What? Cursing makes your code better? A ton of AI news, including updates to GitHub Copilot and Copilot for Business, an update to one of our favorite package managers, swearing in code is good, actually, and a pick of the week that looks to have done the impossible: make a good movie out of one of the most beloved video games of all time. All that and more on this episode of The Download. Welcome back to another episode of The Download. I'm your host, Chritina Warren, Senior Developer Advocate at GitHub, and this is the show where we cover the latest developer news and open source projects. Please like and subscribe. And my shirt this week is not a shirt, but a hoodie from the Electronic Frontier Foundation, aka the EFF, and the EFF is one of my favorite organizations, and I love to support them, so I'm wearing their hoodie today. All right, so I've been gone for a couple of weeks because I was on vacation, so we've got a lot to catch up on, so let's just get into this thing. So the first big news that I want to talk about is about GitHub Copilot. And Copilot, if you're not familiar, is our AI coding companion that lives in your code editor. It's basically ChatGPT, but for code. And it has genuinely changed the way that I get work and code done. And I've been using it for almost 2 years. I love it. And over, I guess back at GitHub Universe in November, we announced that GitHub Copilot for Business was going to be coming out. And this would mean that businesses would now have an easy way to offer Copilot to their users. And this week, we've announced that Copilot for Business is available for everyone. So we've done a lot of studies that show that Copilot helps developers write more code more quickly and in a way that makes them feel more fulfilled. And as I said, I've been using it for nearly 2 years, and I would not want to go back to life without it. So I think this is great news. I've got a blog post linked below for more details on Copilot for Business. And while we are talking about Copilot, the Copilot AI model itself has been improved, and we've added some new capabilities. And this is going to impact all users, so whether you're using it for business or personal. And now we are using a newer version of the OpenAI Codex model, and the team has improved context understanding, and it's launched an AI-based vulnerability filtering system that blocks insecure coding patterns in real time to make the Copilot suggestions even more secure. Love it. Again, details are linked in the show notes and the description, but this is really great news, and if you have not given Copilot a go, you really should. Now I want to spend a little bit of time talking about some of the general AI stuff that's happened. So in the last 10 days or so, Microsoft and Google both made some big AI announcements. Microsoft with the new version of Bing that uses a ChatGPT-based chatbot in its search, and Google who announced something similar called Bard. Now, naturally, there's been a lot of discussion about this stuff, and there have been lots of memes about some of the errors that these demos, and in the case of the Bing chatbot, which is already in beta, some of the spicy things that people have been able to get the chatbot to say. And look, I think that all this discussion is really, really important, and that the Bing bot going rogue is genuinely delightful. But it's also brought up a much bigger discussion about what is coming in this AI wave that many of us believe is upon us, and what that means. And in this area, I think that OG YouTuber and all-around genius dude Tom Scott made a fantastic video. It's called "I Tried Using AI, It Scared Me." And it is absolutely worth your time to watch. The whole thing started because Tom used ChatGPT to write some code for him. Hey, Tom, next time try Copilot. Anyway, the results made him question some things.
I might be wrong about this. I don't know where technology is going to go from here, but I think that world, my world, the one I grew up in, is about to change radically. I think we're on a new sigmoid curve, and I have no idea how far along that curve we are right now. And I don't know if I want to change with it, but I think I'll have to.
I think this is a conversation that we will be having for a really long time, but I, for one, am way more excited than I am scared, and I've got a link to Tom's video down below. Again, definitely worth a watch. Moving on to some very fun academic news, Jan Stremmel published his bachelor's thesis with what I think might be the best title ever, and I say this as someone who wrote her senior thesis on Super Mario Bros. 3 and its cultural impact. Jan's thesis was called, "Is there a correlation between the use of swear words and code quality in open source code?" And the results? Well, it looks like yes. Swearing makes your code better. From the paper, we find that open source code containing swear words exhibit significantly better code quality than those not containing swear words under several statistical tests. Amazing. And huge thanks to Jamie Zawinski for sharing this awesomeness. JWZ has been hammering the drum of better coding through cursing for like decades, so Yeah, I've got a link to Jan's thesis down below and to Jamie's blog where I discovered this gem. In some project update news, Homebrew 4.0 is out. Homebrew is a package manager for macOS and Linux, and it has been my package manager of choice for like 14 years or something. And there are some really nice updates in 4.0. Be sure to check the release notes if you've previously customized things. But I'm gonna be honest, the big reason I wanted to talk about this is that Mike McQuaid, who's the Homebrew project leader, included a photo of the Homebrew team in the blog post that includes him wearing a beer costume. Love you, Mike. Links are in the show notes and the description. And now it's time for our GitHub Project Spotlight of the Week. And this is where I spotlight a great project on GitHub from the community. And given the AI theme this week, it makes sense that my choice would be AI Commits. AI Commits is from our pal Hassan, who goes by Nutlope on GitHub. And it's a CLI that writes your Git commit messages using AI. I love it. The project has already received some improvements since Hassan shared it just a couple of days ago, and although I know that people are going to debate in the comments about how commit messages should be, why you changed something, not what you changed, look, I'm going to be honest. Most of my Git commit messages are an expletive and then says fixed X, and then like 2 minutes later, there's another commit that says expletive, okay, really fix this time. So for me, this is actually a godsend, and I think it's a really good use of AI. This is so cool. Thank you, Hassan, and to everybody else who is contributing to this. And now it is time for my pick of the week. Okay, so with the exception of Sonic the Hedgehog and Detective Pikachu, most movies based off of video games are not good. Like, I'm just gonna say that. And again, I wrote my thesis on Super Mario Bros. 3 and spent a lot of that thesis discussing the iconic but terrible tie-in movie, The Wizard.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
And this is why when the trailer for this movie dropped, I was so shocked by how good it looked. And no, I'm not talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie, although that does look really cute. I'm talking about Tetris, the movie. Yes, there's a movie about Tetris. I was skeptical too, but the movie trailer, which came out this week, looks great. It has like serious Halt and Catch Fire vibes, and it looks like a really good time. It's gonna be on Apple TV Plus on March 31st. So what are your favorite or least favorite video game movies? Let me know in the comments down below. If you say Raul Julia's Street Fighter, you get bonus points. And comment on any of the other stuff that we discussed too. That's gonna do it for me this week. If you like this episode, give us a like, it helps us out, and subscribe to GitHub's YouTube channel for all of your nerd needs. See you next time.